All right, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to Al's Place, Movie Albert here. And today I'm going to talk about director John Cassavetes. He was an experimental filmmaker, and we're going to talk about his first movie that he financed and filmed in 1977. No, excuse me, 1957 was the first time he filmed it. And then it was released in 59 when he went back and shot more footage. So John Cassavetes is going to be my topic today. But before I get started, last week I talked about David Lynch and his first movie, Eraserhead. And I've seen the movie. It was on Turner Classic Movies and I watched it. But I wanted my own copy. But the Criterion version is awfully expensive. Criterion does put out great product. Don't get me wrong. I've got some Criterion movies on DVD and Blu-ray. But anyway, I found Eraserhead on eBay. Now, this was a version, I guess it was put out in 2000. See there. But this copy it's put out by, let's see, it was put out by Submissive Cinema, I believe it is, in 2005. But anyway, this is a legit great copy that came out then, and it's got I'll show you the inside of it. There you go. And had a little booklet with it. Let's see here. You can see it there, a little booklet. And I actually rewatched it the other night. Now I have a great appreciation for it. You can see the DVD. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know I did get a copy of that. Actually, it came last week. I think I paid $14 with shipping, something like that. So, all right. Today I'm going to talk about John Cassavetes. He was an actor before he became a filmmaker. And here, I got a picture of John Cassavetes. Here he is. And you may recognize him. He was actually in some movies, and he got started. He was first featured as an actor in Martin Rich Edge of the City in 1957. And he was later in The Dirty Dozen. You might remember that movie with Lee Marvin and a bunch of people in 1967. And he received an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor in The Dirty Dozen. But yeah, he was an actor before he became a filmmaker. Well, I take that back. He was a filmmaker in the 50s, but he started acting again in the 60s. And I got the Criterion DVD of Shadows. There it is. And I got this off of Amazon. Yeah, it was Amazon. And I got a good deal on it. There you go. Shadows. And it's now this is a Criterion. And it's got a lot of great features that I watched. You got there's the back right there. And ta-da, Shadows. But it's I'll turn the it's a great movie. It really is. It's I'll tell you a little bit about it. Let me put that back over here. Here's Cassavetes is a early filmmaker there with his camera. Now, Shadows, he put that together in 1957. And he was a pioneer in modern independent cinema and as a writer and director. And he often self-financed his movies. Well, he did this one as well, producing, and he distributed his own movies. And he did that with Shadows. And the Shadows was shot in 16 millimeter film because of budget. And he had to raise money from his friends and family to get this movie made. He also went on a podcast back in the day on radio, Gene Shepard's late night radio show called People. And when he was on People, the talk show, he raised money that way to make his movie, uh, Shadows. And Shadows is basically about, low income little people, he called them, and just trying to survive in the big city of New York. Uh, John Cassavetes he married Jenna Rollins, who they lived together until, of course, she passed, but he passed first. But anyway, he put her in some of his movies as well. But they were married for quite some time. Jenna Rollins. All right. Here is the poster for Shadows. There you go. He won the Best Critics Award at the Venice Film Festival when he screened the movie. And he finally got a distribution for the movie here in the U.S. But the box office returns were not very good at the time. But he was not your conventional filmmaker. Now, Shadows was an improv film. It was improvisation. In other words, nothing was prepared for Shadows. He didn't have a script. He had a workshop, an exercise workshop. He taught acting and improv acting. And he got the actors, which were unknown at the time. They were just people he met through various sources, and he wanted them in this movie. And they sat around and talked about the movie, but he let the actors do their own dialogue, basically. There's only maybe 2 or 3 scenes in Shadows that were scripted. Now, he shot the movie in 1957 on 16 millimeter film. And then about a year went by, I think. And he called the actors back, and he wanted to reshoot some added scenes for the movie. And so it was released in 58, but then it got re-released again, I think, in 1959, in the theaters. But it's a good movie. I've got a trailer for it, but I'm going to hold off on that. Now here's 2 of the actors in Shadows. And this is, let's see here. The guy on the left, his name is Anthony Ray. And one thing about this movie, John Cassavetes let them use their real first names. He didn't change their names. He let them use their real name. Well, his name is he was born Anthony Ray. And he played Tony in Shadows. And the woman you see there on the right, her name is Lilia Vida. She played Lydia. Now, she's a Sicilian ancestry, and she's the daughter of an actor, and she grew up in Los Angeles, and then she taught dancing lessons. And she got in touch with John Cassavetes got in touch with her and flew her to New York for his acting class, and he wanted her for the movie. And she's terrific in it. She's really, really good. And this is a scene from the movie. And there you have Lilia, and then you have Anthony Ray plays Tony, and the 2 black guys there, they were terrific. Then the movie is about interracial relationships, I should say, and relationships. And it's about these people here just trying to survive in New York. And Lydia, who is in the center, she plays the sister of the fella you see forefront, the black guy in the front in the white suit. Now, his name is, let me see. Let's see here. His name is Hugh. Hugh Hood is his name. He played Hugh. He was born in 1925, and he passed away. And most of these actors are gone now. He passed away in 1995, but that he played Hugh. He played Lilia's brother. And the other black guy over there, his name is Robert Cross. Cross, I believe it is, Crossa. He was born on my birthday, actually, November 29th, 1927. And he passed away in 1973, but he actually was the first African American to receive an Academy Award nomination as Best Supporting Actor in this movie. Now, the movie today has gotten more acclaim over the years. You know, when it first came out, like I said, it didn't do very well. And let's see here. I got, here's a guy. He's terrific in it. His name is Ben Crothers. And he played Ben. He was born in 1936. He was also in The Dirty Dozen in 1967. He passed away in 1983, but he's terrific in it. He's really good. And what I like about the movie, too, it shows New York City in the 50s. And this movie sort of takes place in the beat era, you know, the jazz, because the movie's got a lot of jazz music in the background. But what I like about this, you know, you get to see the New York City in the way it was in 57. Like if you look at the marquee there, it's got Dean Martin and 10,000 Bedrooms. I remember that movie. And then another theater, it showed a marquee for the 10 Commandments. But I like it because it shows New York City and all of its glory in the days. I mean, you know, the neon lights and the bars and the movie theaters, and it's just wonderful to look at, to watch. There you go. That's Lydia. And she's actually, this scene here, she's walking home and her brother didn't want her to walk home alone. She says, "Don't be silly. I can walk home by myself." But he wanted her to take a cab. But she was walking home, and you get to see, you know, New York City. There it is. It's just terrific to watch. But like I said, you know, it's really a really good movie. There was another actor. I don't think I had his picture. He was in it too. His name was Tom Reese. He played Tom. He was born in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Let me go back to the. There we go. Now, Tom was born in Chattanooga. He's also in the movie. I'm going to play a little bit of the trailer, but I'm not going to play the audio because it might get bleep. You know. Anyway, Tom was born in Chattanooga, Tennessee, born in 1928. He passed away in 2017 at 89 years old. Let me run the little, let's see here. Let me go back up to the, I got the, a second. I'm going to play the trailer, but I'm not going to run a lot of the, let's just see here. Check this out.
So says the London Evening Standard. So says London's Daily Herald. And so says the Daily Mail. Motion picture critics around the world acclaim America's newest film triumph. Listen to the London Times. Few films in recent years have received more critical acclaim, and Shadows deserves it. Again and again, the raves repeat their acclamation.
Please don't touch me. Please don't touch me. I want to go home.
And the Daily Mirror describes Lelia Goldoni's performance as blazingly brilliant. And the Daily Express says this: the most truthful love scene you have ever seen. Shadows, directed by John Cassavetes, breaks all the barriers of conventional filmmaking. Actually filmed in New York City, Shadows now returns to be hailed by American critics. Esquire's movie critic Dwight MacDonald notes the critical acclaim it has received and says, "For this is a real story of real people living in the shadows of the neon-crazy streets of Manhattan."
Tom Reese, he just went by.
And more cheers from the press. Humor and a wonderful sense of realism pervade the picture.
Forward! I don't want you around hurting my sister.
there you go. But it's great. I'll go back to it. Yeah, there they go. I don't want to show too much of the trailer because I'm afraid it might get. Go back here. Anyway, if you have a chance to ever see this movie, it's really good. I just wanted to come in here and talk about it because um, I don't think I've ever watched the movie. I don't think I've ever saw the movie until I they did a tribute to John Cassavetes on Turner Classic Movies, and I saw it and I said, this is really really good. So I wanted to get my own copy. I think that's still playing, isn't it? Let me see here. Hang on a second. Anyway, it's a wonderful movie. If you get a chance to see it, I would check it out. Let's see here. And of course, like I said, the movie starred Crothers as Ben. Lydia Vida played Lydia. Hugh played Hugh in the movie. Anthony Ray was Tony. Tom Reese was Tom. Robert Cross was Ben. No, he played Robert, excuse me. But it's a terrific movie. I just wanted to come in here and talk briefly about it because I said I would. But again, if you get a chance to see it, it's available if you want to check it out. Cassavetes' very first movie. But it's like I said, I really enjoyed the movie a lot. Hang on a second. It's the movie was actually the elements of the movie. The UCLA Film Archives, they restored Shadows, and they restored it, but they found out that the elements were starting to deteriorate because he shot at 16 millimeter. And so, you've heard us talk about the vinegar syndrome where film would just sort of eats itself. It'll just start to deteriorate. But part of the 16 millimeter negative was starting to deteriorate. But what John Cassavetes did, he made a 35 millimeter print negative from the 16 millimeter negative. So he preserved it in 35. So they had a 35 millimeter print as well. And so what UCLA did in the film archives, they took the elements from the 35 millimeter print and the 16 and cleaned it up. And it took them a long time because the 16 print had scratches and stuff. And actually in the 16 print, you could see a few scenes where it had a hair in the gate. Of course, back then, it was a handheld camera like I showed you here. And of course, the techniques back then, he didn't have the money to have the most expensive equipment. And so what happened was, of course, when he shot it in 16, when he blew it up for 35 for the theaters, you could see little hairs in the gate in different scenes, but UCLA cleaned it up, and they did a great job. And this DVD that I got, it's really good. Let's see. It's clean. It's beautiful to look at, and it's got all kinds of special features on it. But it took them a while. They took the best of the 16. First they had to take the print and clean it. I mean, in fact, there's on the DVD here, there's on the DVD they show the restoration of this movie. UCLA, it shows them working on it, which was terrific. And so they took the best of the 16 print and the 35 print to make another 35 millimeter negative. And from that negative, they digitized it and came out with the DVD. And so now they have really clean prints that they can show in theaters in the art houses and things. So, but yeah, it took them a while to do it, but they did this back in 2007, I believe, is when they restored Shadows. But it's one of John. It was John Cassavetes' very first movie. So I like I said, I was really moved. But and then later on he did a movie called Faces. In fact, he called his group his film group Faces, and his wife Jenna Rowlands was in that. But Shadows is really his first movie, and he, like I said, he worked very hard to make this movie. He borrowed money. Of course, he paid his investors back, but he borrowed from friends to get this made. And what was cool about it, he let the actors just do their own thing. They made up their own dialogue. And when you watch the movie, you really feel like that those people in the movie are really those people. They use their real names, not their last names, but it's a time period. It's a time capsule. It's of back then. They're just trying to survive in New York City. So it's highly entertaining. It's in black and white. It's filmed at 133, which is the smaller image because it was shot in 16 millimeter. But it's just a terrific movie, and I think you would enjoy it if you like this kind of cinema. I like this sort of stuff. So I really do enjoy watching, I like Hollywood movies too, but I also like movies that, that tell a story that real people, and I just like Shadows a lot. But that's really all I had to say. I didn't have a whole lot prepared for it. I just watched the movie again last night. But it's available. If you get a chance to see it, check it out. I don't think that I have, but like I said, it's at the end of the movie, when the credits roll, it says this film was an improvisation. In other words, the actors just did their own thing. He told them what he wanted them to do, but he let them use their dialogue. But he did script a couple of scenes when they went back and reshot it. Like there's a love scene between Tony and Lilia that he scripted that scene. And there was a couple of more, I think, that John Cassavetes scripted. But if you get a chance, check it out. John Cassavetes' very first movie. He left us in 1989. It seems like such a long time ago, but it's really good, really good. I really liked it. And he didn't care for method acting a lot. He just liked, he liked alternative. He taught alternative acting in his workshop. And also on the DVD, there's silent footage of them working in his acting workshop. And it's kind of interesting, even though it's silent, it's really good. Anyway, hey, Chance said hello. Hey, Chance. I just wanted to come in here real quick and talk about it, about Shadows. Let's see. There you go. And that's it. Again, here's the actors. Yeah. Yeah. New York City looked great at night back in the day. The first time I went to New York was, I think 1975, I think, 76, something like that. I wouldn't mind going back sometime. I couldn't afford to live there, of course, but I like to visit. And there's John Cassavetes and his wife, Jenna Rowlands. And Jenna, she made a lot of great movies. She was a terrific actress. She was in his movie called Faces, which I don't have, but I want to get a copy of it. There was also a lot of improv acting in that one, too. And you may remember John Cassavetes as an actor, like in The Dirty Dozen and some other things movie. But he didn't really care for acting. He rather direct and you know, his movies. This is actually when he was shooting Shadows. You know, improvisation is really, it's created without preparation. In other words, he he told them, like I said, to do what he wanted to do. He said, and he let them just do it. And of course, he didn't like it. They had to do it again. Let's see here. That's about it. Here's the poster one more time. Now it won the Critics' Prize at the Venice Film Festival. That's on the poster. That's the scene that he scripted. There's a scene with Lydia and Tony. They're in bed, and he built the set. The whole set was in a warehouse. He built the set for the interior with, when not in New York, but when they were indoors in the apartments and stuff. He built those sets. But that was the scene there he scripted when they were in bed. Let's see. Okay. Anyway, that's about it. I guess everybody's going to go watch the Super Bowl. I'm going to watch some of it for the commercials, actually. So that's about it. I'm not a huge football fan. But if you get a chance, check out John Cassavetes and Shadows. He was also directed a lot of other movies. I failed to mention, though, one of the actors was in, let's see, he was in, I wrote it down. Now he married Jenna Rollins in 1954. Let's see here. And Ben, he was also in The Dirty Dozen that played Ben. Let's see here. And then Anthony Ray, who played Tony, and he was in that love scene. He was also in a movie called An Unmarried Woman in 1978. And I remember seeing that movie. And then he was also in Harry and Tonto in 1974. Like I said, all these folks have since passed away. Lily was the last one to pass away. She passed away in, let's see here, 2023. So, but they were all very young back in 1957 when they first shot Shadows. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to cut out now, but thanks for watching here. I just want to come in here and talk about John Cassavetes. If I get the movie Faces, I will look at it and talk about that too. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, Chance. And I guess I will see you guys later. I'm going to go in there, turn on the television and watch a little football. Thanks for watching. Bye.